Okay. Let's do this. Just having a quick look at different mods. Anyway, so I'm starting a new career because we lost it. I'm going to change some settings very quickly. Oh dear. There is no base. Hang on, right, what did I want to quickly do? I want all of that normal, advanced. Kerbals level up immediately, because I don't want them to get skills and then not be able to use them mid-mission, because I'd prefer that they get good. Hey! Welcome everybody. Oh, I require signal for control, because that makes it really annoying, so let's turn that on. So that means if I don't have a comm network, I can't control shit. Okay, so has anyone actually played Kerbal before? Because this is my space station center, even that I've just got, and everything's a bit naff. Okay, so currently my launch pad can only deal with craft 20 meters tall or so and 18 tons in weight, and I need money. I've got 25k, I need 50 to upgrade it, and so on. So I'm going to go to mission control, pick up some contracts to make some money. So the first one, launch our first vessel, take that, and gather scientific data from Kerbin, we'll take that, because I'm not escaping the atmosphere or orbiting Kerbin with the stuff I've got available to me. Very busy. Really? I keep having this problem. Let me adjust something. Oh, no, that setting's fine. Let's try that. Is that any better? Testing. It will get better. It will get better. Better. Awesome. Cool. So we've got our contracts. I've got some very basic mods installed. The contract was to get some science and then launch our first vessel, now cheatingly. I'm turning this setting on. Whoops. That allows us to get all of our craft details without having these silly parts on. I say silly, they're not in the core game. Where the hell's the button? Partless, that's what I wanted. Cool. So, currently we don't have background music. I'm pretty sure that's just Kerbals. I don't talk enough, do I? Right, we spent some science on this thing because we need science to unlock more parts. I've got no fuel tanks, no engines apart from this solid fuel booster. No, nothing. Look through there. There's like hardly anything there. Absolutely nothing. And a parachute. We don't need that, but we're going to set this up ready for in a bit. We're going to launch that. Go get Kerbal. You'll love this music. So my contracts are, if I move that out of the way, launch our first vessel. I actually need to take off to do that, so we're not doing that. But achieve Get scientific data. That's what this is. Mystery goo. Doesn't seem to do much. Bleh. Doesn't be. Blah. Anyway, I need that. Basically, you take this with you wherever you go. Gets you sweet, sweet science. The other thing I can do is crew report, which is, you know, we're sitting on the launch pad. Not much to note. And hopefully we can do an EVA. We can. You can do an EVA report. Keep data. And this is where you sort of milk it for a bit of science, because this stuff gets really, really irritating. There's Jeb. Oh, he needs to store that first. No, come on. Come on, store. There we go. Store data. Now, I don't think that one's going to work, but we're going to try again. Store. No, it won't. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is do an EVA report while jumping. While jumping. There we go. Because that gives us flying over Kerbin. It's a bit of a cheat, but gets us 5 science. Happy days. And that's all the science we're getting from here. So, get in here, recover the vessel. Happy days, load, load, load. And for that we got 15 science, which doesn't sound like a lot of science, but it's useful, because science is needed to unlock more paths. And I've got this like Kerbal achievement mod, so it sort of stocks up on all my Kerbal's individual achievements. So Jeb here, awarded for researching 10 or more science points. That's a bit of an F1, but hey ho. This is the tech tree. Massive. And I only ever get to somewhere around this sort of middle line, because I'm not very good, but you'll see. So, we start with nothing. We need bigger rockets, so we need some fuel, which is that, and an engine, which is that, and another solid fuel booster. We don't want that, but that'd be useful. We're also going to get some more sciencey stuff and a decoupler, and now I've got no science left. I've got 5, and I need at least 20 to unlock some stuff here. Well, 15 now, but 20 for the rockets. That's what we want rockets! Okay, so we've only got launch our first vessel and escape the atmosphere now, so we'll take those. And this is going to be a launch. And this is where the Kerbal Engineer mod, which is this one on the right, this thing here, this is really, really useful when you're building rockets and you want them to get places. Because you basically put on an engine and some fuel, and it gives you thrust to weight ratio 7.6, which is nice and high. Greater than 1 means it will take off. Less than 1 means it won't move. It will just sit there burning fuel and it won't get off the ground. And a delta V tells us how much velocity we can change. So we've got 551 meters per second worth of fuel in here, which won't get us into space at all. And I should have mentioned, that's in space. This is atmosphere mode. We've got even less. Message deleted. What happened? What did you type, Chipco? Anyway, I'm not going to get to space with this. I'm just taking off, doing some science experiments, wherever they are. There's some more. And, in fact, yeah, that's what we're doing. What message got deleted? I'm confused. Okay. Right. Currently, as well, this is my nav ball in the bottom. This is sort of used to fly and figure out what's going on. I didn't see a squirrel. Did someone see a squirrel? No, there's no squirrel. I'm going to throttle up, which is this bit down here. all the way to full, and check my staging, because that would have been fun. Okay, I'm going to show you what happens if I don't check my staging. If I don't check my staging, which is terrible by the way, my parachute and my engine go off at the same time, and poor Jeb will die. Likely. He might not. The parachute might somehow stay alive, but that is not cool. So that's what happens when you don't check your staging. But you know, we'll go with that. That was a terrible waste of money. And it's a good thing this was just a very small rocket, because he would have died otherwise. Take that, we'll do a crew report. I'm just clicking here to get science, basically. Oh, he can't do an EVA in the atmosphere. I need to unlock more stuff. Really annoying! Let's go into the cockpit view. It's a bit boring in here, but you can see Jeb has got all the same stuff. You can control the throttle from here, which is quite fun. No idea what all this stuff does though. Doesn't let you do anything because you don't need to. But that's all we can do for now. It was just about the in-game music. I will need to figure out why your message got deleted. Was there a link in there or something like that? Because it doesn't like links, I think. This is my science checker. Tells me if I can do more science in the current position. Currently I could do another mystery goo, but I'd only get like a tiny amount of science. No idea then. But I'm still setting this stuff up. Oh, look at that. Oh. No one saw that, right? That was a successful landing because no one died. EVA report here. Keep that. That didn't do anything. I need you out of there. I need you to get that, Jeb. Take that data. Record. So we can log more temperature data and then recover. My engine exploded because we hit the ground a bit too fast. That parachute shouldn't be used with an engine on the bottom on its own. It needs more parachutes, or you decouple that engine. Okay, we made loads of science and loads of money. I say loads, we got 35 science. But we can afford these, which is good, and fins and radial decouplers, which are useful, and this stuff. But we can only pick either these two at the same time or these two at the same time because we've only got 35 science. And frankly, I want a bigger rocket, but I need the science stuff. Let's get the science stuff. I can live without that for now. Let's get the bigger rocket. Okay, now I've got 0.3 science. You missed nothing. An engine exploded. The atmosphere. That's our next one. We can't do that yet. Why can't we do that yet? That's active. Never mind. Tests. We need money. Where's an easy one? Solid fuel booster in flight over Kerbin. No. Where's one that says it's splashed down? That'll work. Let's take that. That's going to be an easy one to do. Okay. Let's build a bigger rocket. Quick. Who hasn't played Kerbal? Do I have more parachutes? I might need more parachutes. Oh, we do. Good. That'll do. Check our staging. It shouldn't need that many. And we got slightly more sciencey stuff to do, so we can do that. And before I take off, I'm going to quickly run out. It's a very clicky game. Right, we're going to upgrade that if we can afford it. We can afford it, good. Because that will let us do EVAs in the air. Happy days. How far have you got? What's the furthest place you've got to in Kerbal? Have you landed on all the planets? That's what I'm asking. I like this game because it's very chill. Don't come here expecting this to be the most exciting game you've ever seen. It's very, very just sciencey game and relaxing game. And because there's some science there, I'm going to recover this and relaunch it just for the free science. So above view, how far did you get? That's my question. Okay, let's redo that. And launch. And we're literally, the aim here is to land in the water, not lose our engine, test it, and do some science along the way. Let's turn it on. Staging's good. Jeb's ready. Lift off. And fly into the ocean. Let's do that. Keep that. Now we're going to wait. You've never actually played it. Fair enough. It is a game worth playing. Oh god. We don't need to lose all that fuel. I'm going to open some parachutes here because I want to do an EVA. And Jeb can't do that when this thing's going at 60 meters per second. I'm playing in career mode, so this is very grindy for science and not kill everyone. You can play science mode, which is similar, but you don't have to worry about money in that one. Or you can play in just mess around mode, creative mode I think they call it, and you can build whatever the hell you like and try and get off the planet into space. Right, this bit is where it gets a bit dull because this is just waiting. So thankfully we have time warp, so we're going to speed that up, and that's 4 times current time speed, you know what I'm trying to say. And we are literally just waiting for this to touch down. There it is. And that was not cool because under the water we lost our engine. Whoops. I needed to test that. That was the contract. The contract would test the engine. Ah, well, never mind. Hey, crap happens. We can do that again and not lose the engine this time. That's probably because I had all that fuel in it and I rushed. If I'd taken my time, it would have been alright. Take that, take that. We can't do a crew report because it'll overwrite one. It's really annoying. Get back in. There we go. Right. Recover. Sweet, sweet science. Come on. I need those rewards. Oh, dear. There we go. We got a half decent amount of science there. Jeb's got lots of ribbons. That's good. 47 science. Do we want it? No, let's buy. No, let's buy that. Let's buy that. Because then we can get into space and things can start getting interesting. And I still have those. That's really annoying. Let's just get the orbit done. Might need to. I can't afford to upgrade it. Shit. I shouldn't have crashed that engine. That was silly of me. Okay, let's get rid of the extra fuel. We clearly had too much fuel. And let's fly that once more. Just once more. Really quickly. Come on, Jeb. Right, stability assist, fire, point towards the sea. That'll do, that'll do. That'll do, come on! We want the fuel to run out, so there we go, we're good. Right. We're over the water. Oh goodness. Yeah, we know, we know. It's saying if I time warp, physics goes a bit poo. But we don't mind. We don't mind. Come on. Need to get back in that water. This is on full time warp. So The joy of Kerbal comes from landing on the moon, back up there in the background. You might not be able to see it very well. That's probably the first real accomplishment. If you can land on that, then happy days. And that has crashed again. This is just not going to work. Never mind. I need more parachutes, clearly, or less time warp. So, that's the problem. Hi Scarleen, I'm grinding for science. I've just started a new career, so I'm very much just trying to get stuff quickly. And I'm failing the same contract again and again, which is problematic. So, the Geek Hippie, if you don't like the game, you don't need to watch it. It's the sort of game that is just chilling. It's just a chill game. If you want fighting and stuff, you go Overwatch. I'm going to try and get to space real quick, because space is pretty. Is that going to do it? That's probably not going to do it. But with one of these and one of these on, we should be good. So what I'm trying to do here is stage my rocket properly. I can probably do that in one. That'll do. So where's the other drogue chute, just so we don't kill whoever's in here. We don't want to lose Jeb yet. That's in the ground. I'm hoping this is going to be stable. Make her over and go to every building. Oh, I can do that. But I need to unlock wheels first. The trick I like to use is just abusing Jeb when he's landed places. And he can, if you just press space, he jumps and do an EVA report like that. And you get extra science just for being somewhere. It's always good. I can't sing you Rocket Man. Have you heard how croaky my voice is? It's not going to be pretty. It really isn't going to be pretty. Okay, this is probably... I'm just going to let it do its thing and hope. So we're going through the clouds now, that's a good sign. And my rocket is slightly turning. We're not going to make it to the moon in this thing. But we are going to break the atmosphere, I think. I'm not fast where I land. I don't want that thing to land on the Kerbal Space Center. I don't think it will. We're good. Come on, rocket. Oh man. I don't know if I can do this. Do you really want to, like, I mean, it will hurt your ears. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about what I sound like. I'm worried about the pain you will all have to endure from me trying to sing. It's a vote now. Let me know. Oh god, I was not paying attention, and I don't know if you can see the numbers up here, but I'm way too high. If I go into map view very quickly, that is my trajectory, and my apoapsis is 103,000 meters. That's a bit too high for what I wanted, but it's cool. We're good. We're good. Oh god. I'm only singing the first two words. Rocket Man! No, I can't do it anymore. I'm a terrible singer. I can't do it, people. I can't do it. Let's do an EVA quickly. Because we're in space, people. We're in space. Oh, stop spinning. I need to collect this. Alright, we're back in. We're back in. Temperature scan. Atmospheric scan. Have I already done a crew report? I must have done. Yeah, I did. Damn it. Okay. Let's get this thing back home. Come on! I need to level this out. I don't really need to look at the rocket, I just need to look at the nav ball. I should be doing this from this view. Because then I can line up with my apoapsis and burn. But I'm just going to do that instead, which is our rocket going this way. That arc should get a bit softer, which means we won't die on re-entry. I told you I can't sing. Kerbal Man venturing out. Oh god, look what you've made me do, guys. I wasn't paying attention. That's a pretty big arc. They're doing it. Yeah. Right, we're just going to speed this up. I can't sing. I'm not singing. It's not going to happen. Also, Kerbal Man! I forgot what the rest of the words were. What were they? Burning up his fuel out in space. No. It's bad. It's really bad. Sing. Oh dear, dear, dear. I can't do it. I can't do it. Scarlin, the other thing, if you were watching that just then. Lots and lots of EVA reports. That's why I've got this science here and now, because it is a godsend for new science. EVA report. Let's do that real quick. And hope Jeb doesn't die on re-entry. Venture again. We know. Right. This is where things get bad. I'm re-entering with a ship that's probably not best for it. We're going to speed up because we want to see some fine flames. There we go. That's the atmosphere slowing us down very quickly. Thankfully, not too hot. Because if it was too hot, we'd be seeing red bars everywhere. We might still see red bars everywhere. There's a way to go. 20,000 meters, come on. There's the red bars. Oh shit. Right, I'm just gonna power up the engines there. We've got a bit of fuel left. Slow this thing down, come on. Come on, 10,000 meters. Good, that's what we wanted. I just gotta hope these rockets now don't blow up. Well, they're not that bad. Actually, if I can keep this one alive, I can do that with a contract, which will be handy, which we might be able to do. 4,000 meters. Even the coward shows. Thank you everyone for making me sing and for not complaining that your ears are bleeding. My cat wants food, he doesn't want to shout out. But thank you for staying and watching that first flight into space, everybody. I appreciate it. Right, how fast is this rocket going? Oh dear. Everyone's playing Rocket League now. It's sort of the same, 10 meters per second. We can survive this. I will play Rocket League then. But this is the first contract. We must finish this contract first. 9 meters per second, 10 meters per second. How close to I got 90 meters to go. This is my plan to slow down. It's just to burn fuel. Come on, 5, 4. I need to 3. Oh, there we go. There's the surface. If I can get that down, there we go. Yes, touchdown. Beautiful. Rocket's still intact. Now we can run test, I think. How do we do that? Oh no, I'm supposed to engage it from here, am I not? Let's see if I can just cheat it. That didn't work. Just gonna put it there. No. I'm sure you just pressed that before. I've done something wrong here. What's the mod that makes the Kerbal speak? Ah, that is Chatterer. That's this thing here. And you can, hang on. And you can do all sorts of, like, change the frequency of it. It's actually quite fun, because when you're in space, it's quiet. You get the music, which is nice, but the beeps just give it that authenticity it needs. That one's available for 1.3 if you've updated your Kerbal. But that is essentially it, and I can't do this test. And I bet I was supposed to leave it not touched. I bet that's what I was supposed to do with that contract. We're supposed to start the engine from the water. Not good. But look at that. So who was trying to give me tips on the science? If you wanted your own tips for the science, get X science, because I just got 116 science just for going into space and coming back down and doing some EVAs. Beautiful. That is the easiest way, in my opinion, because the rover you need to unlock wheels first, and that takes a bit of time. So definitely do your EVAs, and then you can get straight into the big stuff. You get your skipper engine straight away. Look, but I want fuel lines. That's definitely the thing I'm buying first. And the radial decouplers, because they're quite handy. And then that's my science done. I've not got that many mods installed. I've got Final Frontier, which is this thing. That is the only last flight I'm doing, because I am going to jump off in a second, guys. But so we'll quickly run down the mods. I've done my first contract and failed it miserably. We've got some money and stuff. So Final Frontier, this keeps track of your pilots that you've got. So any that you rescue from space and things like that will get listed here. And they get ribbons based on what they've achieved. So you can see who your most decorated person is. I like that one. X Science, which is this. Which just basically tells you if there's science to pick up. Which is how I can milk science and unlock this really quickly. I say really quickly. Once I get to the middle, I'm rubbish at it. I can get to the moons, and that's about it. I've not tried to go much further. Kerbal alarm clock, because everyone recommends it. I still don't use it very well for what it's supposed to be used for. Eve and Scatterer. So Eve and Scatterer. No, was Scatterer in there? I don't think Scatterer was in there. But Eve just makes the planet look pretty, because this is not very pretty normally. So the clouds make it look nice. There is one I do want to get, and that is Scatterer, but that's not available with 1.3 yet. And that makes the ocean look really nice, and you get this like aura around the planet that looks pretty cool. But yeah, so next time that I load up Kerbal and we play this, the mission is to land here on the moon, which is quite a distance away. And even on the same one, we might even try and get to Minmus, which is over here, which is the second moon of Kerbin. And that's as far as I can get, because if I zoom out further, that's the solar system. I can put something in orbit of the sun, easy peasy, but I've never got to Eve, Moho, Juna, whatever that one is, Dres, Jewel, and Elu. Is there? I didn't think Scatterer was out for 1.3 yet. If that is the case, I need to go and install that straight away. There's the sun. Nice bright sun. And they're my mods at the minute. I've also got bettered burn times, because that gives you a cool countdown. What is that? Distant object enhancement, that was the other one I had. So Eve, distant object enhancement, and Scatterer make the game look quite a lot nicer, in my opinion. And then that's it. That's as much as I mess around with it. Everything else is pretty non-game breaking. Kerbal Engineer, because it gives you Delta V readouts, like this stuff. So this one's telling me in atmosphere, this rocket has got a total of 3,500 meters per second Delta V. Which, if I was a better pilot, I could probably get that into orbit just. I think you need about 4,000 meters per second though to get orbit. So I was maybe a bit short. But we got pretty close. I did have more fuel left, but I wasn't paying attention. And it's quite good because you can change all like where you plan to be and how much delta V you think you've got for it. But I just guess it. I just stick with the curbing stuff and go atmosphere for the bits I think I'm going to need to get me out of the atmosphere, and then I go to non-atmosphere readouts. And this was where I learned that tiny engines like this are great for in space. Let me just quickly demonstrate that before I sign off. So in atmosphere, this engine, I'm going to go to the small view because I prefer it, has 588 meters per second delta V. In space, 2,388 meters per second. Okay? Whereas the bigger engine that I would have to use currently only has 1,600 meters per second in space, but much better in the atmosphere. So it's just about tweaking your engines for where you're going to be in the solar system. But there you go. Okay, that's all for now. So we achieved a couple of failed flights for the contract of testing this, because let me go back in and just check how I need to read that. We're not going to save that. But we got into orbit, not orbit. We got into the we broke the atmosphere. Suborbital flight, they call it. That's what we got. You can. I can't get rid of you. So to test this, it normally says. No, it's not saying. Normally it says something like you must engage it from your staging, but I've clearly done something wrong there. Never mind. But anyway, that was the start of Kerbal Space Program. Literally, I don't know how long I've been streaming so far, but it wasn't that long. And we've already unlocked a fair amount of the science tree just to get us started. Oh, Finny, my issue is I can't talk about this stuff for too long, and I mean I can try and stay on for longer. I can try and reach orbit. Shall we reach orbit and then sign off? I think that's a fair compromise. I've got friends who have got children that are really asking me to play another game, and I feel bad because I don't get to play games with them very often because they're always entertaining their children. Let's do it. Let's go quickly into orbit. Let's get an orbital flight. Come on, we can do this. Let's get a tiny little engine so we can get back if we need to. Come on. This is speed building. It's not speed building. There are probably people much better at that than I am. Right, big tank here. Big tank. I reckon 2. Right. So our current rocket has a thrust to, that can't be right. In atmosphere, yeah, that's better. It's got a tiny little engine, not enough thrust to weight, but if we take all that off, and we're not in the atmosphere too, so that's good. That means it will go somewhere. It'll move this thing. Quick. Oh, also I have Kerbal joint reinforcement on, for those of you that do know the game, because in my opinion, that is like so. It makes the rockets a lot more stable, because sometimes you can fly these things and they're like spaghetti and they just go everywhere, and it's really irritating. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building a massively overpowered rocket, because that's how I like to play this game. And I'm going to do some asparagus staging real quick, which means I drain all the fuel from the outer tanks first, whilst burning all of my engines, and then I ditch the empty. So basically this is gonna, there we go. This is gonna drain all the fuel out of this tank and this tank at the same time, and then ditch those when it's good and ready to do so. So we're gonna just figure this out in a second. So they're my second engines, they're my first engines. That's good, that's the right way around. And then we need engines, so we need that one. Actually, let's do that the other way around. That one and that one. And now we've got 2,400. That's all wrong, that's why. My staging's not right. All 5 engines will fire at once. We've got a total of 5,000 meters per second delta V in the atmosphere. Loads more for when we get to space. We'll be fine. This will work, I reckon. And we don't want those going off. Oh god, this is why I don't like the staging. The staging should be nicer off the bat. I don't like how you have to play around with this so often. Right, I think we're good. Let's launch this thing. Oh, typical. We're literally just trying to quickly get over the out of the planet and just orbit the planet here, because this is very, very early career mode. I'm going to upgrade that and hope that that's enough. Right. Oh, how many parts have I got? I've got 34 parts. What can I ditch? We don't need science. Let's get rid of that. How many parts are we at now? 32. Oh, let's get rid of all the science. And not all the science. We'll keep one bit of the science. There we go. 30 parts. Please launch. Yes! Success. And I need to turn distant object enhancement off because that's really, really getting in the way. There it is. Come on, go away. Awesome. Right, Jeb. For the viewers, let's get to orbit. Fingers crossed. Go. Now, because he's such a low-level pilot at the minute, as in he hasn't unlocked how to point at prograde and things like that. Oh, we're just getting to orbit here, Finny. It's all good. I've got to fly this by hand. That's the scary thing. And I've probably started turning a little bit too early, but I'm just going to keep it there. I don't care how the orbit goes. We're just getting to orbit. So you can see the fuel is draining out of these extra two. Oh no! Oh damn! Let's try and control this. No, that's not going to work. Come on, rocket! Come on, rocket! Shit. And that is how you don't fly a rocket. But the fuel out of those has gone good. Come on, fly straight. That's better. That could have been a huge waste of fuel there. It was a huge waste of fuel. But look, it's still going. Oh no! I'm going too fast. And my rocket isn't stable. I should have put some fins on it. We're not going to orbit, people. We're not unless I'm going to cheat. I'm going to revert. We're going to go straight to launch, and I'm just going to fly straight. I probably could have got to orbit with just 2 boosters. You're probably right. Come on, fly straight. Because I want to get to orbit with this. But the other thing, when it's flicking around like that, Kerbal joint reinforcement, that stops it wobbling, because these things look like spaghetti sometimes. And you need loads of struts, and that puts your part count way up. So Kerbal joint reinforcement gets rid of that. And that isn't supposed to be available for 1.3 yet, but there are people that have repackaged it and made it available. They've said it's still buggy though. I don't care, it's working. It seems to be. I've lost all my save data, so we're starting again. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Finny. That's what I'm doing this time. On my more stable rockets, I can normally start pointing and it will just gradually go. And then about 60,000 meters, it's pretty much pointing the right way. So we're taking it slower, and I'm carrying extra weight that I didn't realise was. Once we get the out of the atmosphere, which is around 50,000 meters, we will start turning. It'll be fine. Let's go full rocket. Full power. Come on. I should have known that wasn't going to be powerful enough. That poor little swivel engine down the bottom there wasn't going to be able to counter everything out. Right. What's the map looking like? 57,000 meters. Right, I reckon we can cut the engines about. I'm going to give myself a bit of headroom now. Now, what we're doing now is we're coasting up to here, as Finney has suggested. Then we're going to point sideways and fly as fast as we can. I'm going to do it just before that though. We're going to do it at about 70,000 meters, so time warp a little bit. Oh, don't show me that again. That's really annoying. And for those of you that don't know how this game works, this is the nav ball. That green circle that's slowly going off to the right there, that's the prograde marker, which actually shows you your direction of travel forwards. So that's actually the way you're going. Not the way you're pointing, but the way you're going. So even though my rocket's pointing straight up, we're travelling slightly off to the right there. So I'm going to try and catch up to that because I'm at 70,000 meters and we're in space. That's officially space. And we're going to go past that because we want to fly sideways, because we need to basically be falling faster than the Earth. That's what orbit is. You're just falling really, really fast that you never touch the ground. I'm sure some of you already know this stuff. So, full throttle, pointing sideways. I'm just pointing underneath sideways to get this down quicker, so that we're actually travelling sideways quicker. That'll do. That'll do. I'm going to map view quickly. That's arcing quite nicely. And our fuel's run out. Ready? Let's get rid of those. Now that is a pretty rocket. Bite to those boosters. They'll hopefully burn up on re-entry. And we literally just fly straight here. Full thrust! Come on! That is the Kerbal way. If you can't get into space, you put more rockets on it. Put more boosters on it, more power. Oh, and we're just past apoapsis, so I need to pull up a little bit, just so we don't fly straight down. Come on. Come on. Come on. But it's going the right way. We're good. We're good. We're going to reach orbit like this, definitely. Come on. A bit more. A bit more. We're good. We've got loads of fuel. This is not a problem. There we go. We're going back straight. Apoapsis is in front of us. Oh, there we go. Orbit achieved. 179. That, people, is orbit. We've got so much fuel. Should we go to the moon? I have... That's going to be difficult because I've not unlocked the things necessary to do that. The maneuver nodes. But we could do it by eye, but then I have to get back by eye, and I don't quite like the idea of that. I think we're going to save it there. We're gonna keep Jeb safe, not kill him, and we've got no science data. That's really bad, isn't it? Let's turn the light on there. There was a temperature sensor on here, I'm sure. There it is. Oh, we can't do the temperature because we've already done the temperature. Anyway, that, people, that is Kerbal. And that's our time. As I scroll out, you can see I can't see the rocket anymore. But that gives you a real sense of scale, I find. But that is the Earth. That's as far as I can tilt out without going into the map view, which is that. And that's probably about where we were zoomed in. And we couldn't see our little rocket anymore. And that is pretty far. That's where we need to get to next time. Next time, people, we'll go to the moon. Because I'll unlock maneuver nodes. Thank you for pressing me in to continue with Kerbal. But on that note, people, I will be saving and I will be signing off for today. It was a short stream, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet because you'll get bored of my croaky voice. And I'm not going to sing Rocket Man every time, but maybe once every week. We'll see. If you keep coming back and you keep requesting it, I'll probably do it. But thank you, everybody, and good night. As Scott Manley would say, fly safe, but I'm no Scott Manley. Good night, everyone. Have fun.